Hey guys, November the 5th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. Got a nice, beautiful breeze going on right now. It's a really pretty day here in South Carolina. Not a cloud in the sky, sunshine. It's just a really pretty day to be alive, and I'm very thankful that I woke up this morning. I hope everybody out there is having a really nice day today, and I hope everybody's staying sober as well. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's just the difficulty of sobriety, and especially in the beginning, and just being able to push through that initial hump. Now, I want to preface today's video and just say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not affiliated with any healthcare professionals or anything like that. I'm just a normal guy. So, take what I say with a grain of salt. This is not medical advice or anything like that. If you're considering getting sober, quitting alcohol or benzodiazepines abruptly can really be life-threatening. So, if this is something that you're considering doing, speak with the doctor first and let them walk you through this so that you can be safe when you're doing it. You just want to make sure you're being safe. I mean, there's just no point in getting sober if something bad happens in the process. And, there's all kinds of things that they can do for you. They can help you through with a medical detox. I tried getting sober at least 150 times, at least, and it just never worked out. And it didn't work until I got sick and ended up in the hospital and went through a medical detox. And once I got out of the hospital after that, I was able to stay sober. So, I went through a medical detox. Just be careful with what you're doing. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to talk about just getting over that hump. Because it can be very, very difficult, especially in the beginning. Like I said, just sticking through that initial hump in the very beginning can be very, very difficult. But it's like the most important thing that we can get through, because after we get through that initial hump, there are things like pause and things like that. But most likely after that, it's going to be a mental challenge. It's not going to be physical anymore. The physical withdrawals of alcohol last anywhere from, 5 days to 2 weeks, somewhere around there. Other substances, it just depends. But, it can go on for a couple of weeks of going through the physical withdrawals of it. And like I said, you've got these thoughts in your head that if I just run to the store really quick, and pick up some alcohol and come back and have a drink, this is all going to go away. And yeah, you're right, it will go away. But now you're stuck back in that cycle all over again. And all that hard work that you did, it's all gone. Not saying that time that you were sober isn't there anymore, but now you have to start all over again and have to go through that whole process all over again. Those sleepless nights, the nights of restless legs, the nights of your temperature changing and sweating like crazy. You got to start all of that over again and go through it all over again. Nobody wants to do that. It's so uncomfortable to go through. Just keep pushing through it. You can make it through this. I know how difficult it is. I really do. There's a lot of people on this channel right now that have recently, relapsed and gone back, and they're going through that whole process all over again right now. Like I said, that's why I'm talking about this today. Just keep pushing forward. I know how difficult it is. I really do. You feel horrible right now. Your mind's racing. You have anxiety out the yin yang. Your mind's just racing all over the place. You keep getting up, pacing around. You can't pay attention to anything. Your mind is just all over the place, and all you're thinking is, I just need to go to the store right now. I need to go to the store. If I go get a bottle, I don't know why this bee will not leave me alone. But you keep thinking to yourself, if I just run to the store, this will all go away. And like I said, it will. It's all going to go away, but at a price. Just keep hanging in there. Now, once again, please speak with the doctor before you do this. But, you're at that critical place right now. If you just hang in there and push through this and get through the other side, like I said, it's all a mental challenge after that. It's trying to get through life and get through these routines in life without that substance again that you've relied on for so long. And tomorrow I've got something else I want to talk about that really relates to this as well. And what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow is, that where we get this idea that we can't do anything without this substance. You know, it's always this idea of, okay, well, I've got to go to the grocery store, so I need to have a drink, or I need to go pick up my kids from school, so I got to have a drink, or I've got to use. I really want to talk about that in tomorrow's video, because I think that's so important to discuss, because I think so many of us attach so many of our activities in life to a substance, and we need it in order to get these things done. So, you know, sticking through those times as well is so important. You know, when you get to that place where you're like, I just can't do it, just keep pushing on just a little bit more. You think you can't do it, but you really can. This bee will not leave me alone. There is a reason that you are doing this right now. And I know I say this all the time, but think to that reason that you're getting and staying sober. What is it? You know, first and foremost, we really want to get sober for ourselves, but there's a reason that you're doing this right now. You know, maybe you're trying to improve your relationship with your wife and your kids. Maybe you're trying to improve your relationship with your family. You're tired of lying to everybody. You're tired of stealing from people. You're tired of coming up with an excuse all the time. You're always late for work. You feel like crap at work all the time. You're always hungover. You've always got a headache. You're never giving your 100%, your best performance at work. You know that your job's probably about to be on the line because of this, because you're always showing up to work hungover. You're always 10 minutes late, and your boss has already had multiple conversations with you about this, but you just can't get up on time because you're always hungover. Or, you know, you're waking up in the morning, you're trying to get ready, and you've got to have, you know, 3 or 4 beers just to be able to get out the house, and that's holding you up in the morning, you know, just to get out the door. There's so many aspects to this that just completely screw with our day-to-day life. Just think back to what that is that you're doing this for. Like I said, we all have a reason. I know for myself, it was all kinds of different reasons. I wanted to get sober for my family. I wanted to get sober so I could have a better relationship with my kids, you know, and most importantly, more than anything else, I was tired of breaking promises to my kids. I was tired of breaking promises to my wife. You know, I tell my kids, oh, we're going to go do this weekend. I'm going to take you guys camping. I'm going to take you guys on this big grand adventure. And I'd talk it up all week long when I was drinking, when I felt great. You know, and I'd talk with my kids, and I'd get them all hyped up and talk about this big grand adventure that we're going to go do. And then come, you know, the weekend when I was supposed to take them, I'd wake up that morning and, you know, Dad's not feeling well. I'm not going to be able to go this weekend. I was too hungover to leave the house. The disappointment in my kid's face when I had to tell them again that we're not going to be able to go do whatever it was. Because I talked this huge game up when I was intoxicated, and then when it came time to actually do what I said I was going to do, once again, I didn't follow through. I couldn't see that disappointment in my kids' eyes anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so tired of seeing that. The disappointment in my wife's eyes when, you know, I told her for the 100th time that I was going to get sober, and then when she came home and the house reeked of vodka, and there I am passed out in the bed again after I promised that I was going to get and stay sober. Once again, I couldn't keep my promise. Keep pushing through. You can do it. I know how difficult it is. I know how bad that you feel right now, but this only lasts for a short period of time. And if you can break through to the other side of this, I'm telling you, the life of sobriety is so much better than that life you're living right now. It's just not worth staying there. Just hang in. Don't go to the store. Don't call your dealer. Just hang in there. Now, if you feel like you might be having a medical emergency right now, go to your hospital and go to the ER. Be safe about this. You know, if you feel like this is becoming life-threatening, go to the doctor. You know, don't just stay at home and say, I'm gonna be okay. You know, if you feel like you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. But once again, you know, if this is just, you know, you're feeling uncomfortable and you're pacing back and forth, and you know that, you know, if you run to the store and buy some alcohol, that this is all going to go away. Yeah, like I said, it will go away, but then you got to start all over again. And all that hard work that you've put in, you're going to have to do it all over again. Think about all the stuff that you've been through at this point, wherever you are in your sobriety, whether it be day 30 or you're on day 2. You might be on 6 months of sobriety right now, and just those thoughts today, you've just been thinking about it. You're getting that nostalgia like I was talking about in yesterday's video. You know, you're playing these thoughts around your head. Oh, I had such a great time that time I went to the lake, and this weekend we've got some big event going on, and how am I going to stay sober for that? I've got to drive out of town. How can I stay sober for that? You can stay sober. Yeah, some stuff is going to take learning how to do these things being sober again. It's going to be like starting all over fresh. But that's just the way it works. And you can do it. Just how you did it the first time you did it, you can do it again. And like I said, just hang in there. Don't give up. Don't give in. Stay strong. This is worth it. And there's a reason that you are getting and staying sober. Think about that when you're thinking about going and buying alcohol or calling up your dealer. Just stay strong. Guys, I'm going to keep today's video short. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, keep fighting. It's worth it in the end. It really is. It really is worth it. Your best life is waiting for you on the other side. So until tomorrow, I'll see you guys then. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Until tomorrow, I will see you guys then. Y'all have a wonderful night.